There's no model for this. There's no mold. There's no set formula for doing this.
It was an idea of the French Penny Foundation.
Okay.
And they want to reintroduce punts back into the island. It was being lost, and a way to do that was to get the interest of the people would be to have a race.
The row itself is from the Fogo Canal to Change Islands and back, which is about, well, it's 5 miles over, 5 miles back, and it's in open ocean.
I didn't expect that they'd do a race on this scale, this magnitude. Fogo to Change Islands is an open sea. It's an open sea race. It's not in the harbour like we were used to. So this will be something different, quite different. Of course, we just need a good day for it.
We need not too much wind would be the ideal situation. Doesn't matter, the temperatures could be a bit cooler, which would be great for the rowers, but no wind would be the big factor.
We've now over 20 teams, each team's 2 rowers, and the interest has gone even further than Fogo Island.
There's like people that grew up here that live elsewhere are coming back to do the race.
Well, it's making history, and you want to be part of history. You want to be part of something that is a little outstanding, that someone will look back on and say, well, he was 52, boy, and he rode all the way from Change Islands back to Fogo Island. And he actually finished the race.
The punts were probably the hardest part of it all, the most time-consuming. It has to be a timbered wooden punt. And so we had 8 to start off with, and we had to find at least anywhere from 10 to 12 more punts. And it was a task in itself. But we did, we found them out. We found some in Change Islands, we found in Tilting and in Jobit's Arm, but they're all over the island once the punts start to be fixed up. We'll go further, but we do have the punts after a lot of work.
The punts are so important because they're a part of our heritage. We grew up here on Fogo Island with punts. Every house, every family had a punt.
When I was young, growing up, we got up in the morning and we didn't go riding on ATVs, and we didn't go out on the road because the road, there wasn't many cars. So you naturally trended toward the water. And just about everybody had a rowboat or a punt, we call it. And you spent your day in punts.
The punts themselves date back to 300 years, and they were the workhorse of the ocean for Fogo Island and Fogo Islanders. So, having said that, that in itself is enough to want it to come back.
And we would come down with their daughter, swipe the punt, take it and go on. After being out through the canal there, we'd always hear, "Get back here with that punt."
This race, I believe, is a marathon race. It's not a sprinter's race. So anybody who enters this race, I think they shouldn't be thinking about coming out of the gate with a bone in their teeth, as they used to say in sailing terminology.
Take it easy on the way over, but coming back, make sure you leave something for coming back. And a few spare toe pins and a spare paddle in case you break one. And roll as hard as you can when you get down to the last mile. Those, Tot don't move, you got to move yourself. So you know where you're going to be blistered, not only your hands, but you know, you figure it out for yourself.
This is going to be in between the Jobit's Arm Ipswich Point Festival and the Brimstone Head Festival, so there's going to be quite a few people on the island.
It's brought some attention to Fogo Island that we never had before. I mean, you know, this thing's been mentioned a lot, you know, in the newspapers and one thing and the other, so.
If it does as good as we hope, and we have our winners and we have a great day, I'm going to think to myself, good job done. We just did a fantastic job, and probably we just saved one of the best things ever come to Newfoundland, our wooden punts.